What's going on with the Phoenix real estate market in 2020? That's the topic of this video, and we're going to talk about buyer bidding wars, and I'm going to try to answer the question, where are all the houses? Let's get started. Hi, I'm Amy Hayslett. I'm a realtor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about the Phoenix housing market 2020. The numbers are in, and 2019 was a great year with a lot of momentum going into the end of the year, and we had very low inventory at the end of the year. Now, typically this time of year after the holidays and at the beginning of the year, we tend to pick up with inventory. We are just not seeing that right now. In fact, I was going into some numbers the other day for my own neighborhood of Verrado to see what was out there, and I was really surprised how little inventory of homes are on the market currently. If you look at the numbers for Verrado, there's actually more homes under contract than there are for sale, and that's just not something you see. So in checking the numbers, we had 40 homes listed for sale in Verrado and 51 under contract. At that rate, we're going to run out of homes to sell, people. And I can remember a year and a half ago when I was saying we only had 70 homes listed in the neighborhood, and now we're down to 40. That's just crazy. Let's look at a few other neighborhoods too, so that you can see just how low amount of supply we have. Garden Lakes in Avondale, for example, has 12 homes on the market for sale and 19 under contract waiting to close escrow. Marley Park in Surprise has 22 homes listed for sale and 19 under contract. Estrella in Goodyear has 70 homes listed for sale and 63 under contract. So you can see by those local numbers and neighborhoods, there are not a lot of homes on the market right now. Supply is low everywhere. Let's start looking at the Phoenix numbers as reported by the Arizona Multiple Listing Service. With inventory so low, let's start by looking at supply and then move to demand. So we ended last year, 2019, already with a low amount of homes on the market. We had 14,942 homes. And again, generally after the holidays, January and February, we start to pick up. So where are we at with those numbers today? We have 14,655 homes on the market currently today. So that number has actually gotten even lower than it was at the end of the year. And when you compare that number to last year, it's even more astounding because we're down 27% from last year, year to date, when the number was 20,199 homes on the market for sale. Now let's take a look at the numbers for demand, and we've already touched in other videos on how we're in an area of growth. Maricopa County is the fastest growing county in the country. Phoenix has been the fastest growing city in the country by units, and the city of Buckeye on the west side has been the fastest growing city in terms of percentage in the country. So you guessed it, demand is up. So let's look at the numbers. Last year at this time, we had 5,471 units that sold in January of 2019, compared to this year when we came in at 9,701. That's up over 77%. So supply is down and demand is up, and we all know from economics what that means. Let's talk about how that's impacting sales and take a look at pricing next. So with all this low supply and high demand, of course, we can expect prices to go up, but how much? January 2020, the median price was $290,000. Let's take a look at January of 2019. It was $263,000, which is a 10% increase from last year. And with low supply and high demand, you can also expect that homes are going to be selling faster. Days on market in January have gone down from 2019, when they were 70, to 63 in 2020. So homes are selling faster. Now let's take a look at months of inventory. At the end of the year, we were really low with about 2.5, actually 2.53 months of inventory to end the year of 2019. Here in January 2020, we are at 1.77 months of inventory. And last year in January, we were also at 2.53 months of inventory, just like we ended the year. So that's down over 30% from our inventory levels of last year. So what's behind the low supply of homes right now? Well, demand is one of the reasons. Phoenix, as we've said before, is growing like crazy. So we're getting a lot of new people coming into the area. Also, interest rates remain low, so that gives buyers a reason to buy. But on the other end of it is supply, and there's really a couple of factors that are happening in the market right now. Number one, the builders are just behind in their production. They haven't been building as many homes as they've done so in the past. And the other thing is people are holding on to their homes longer, especially boomers who are looking to retire and downsize. In many cases, owners are locked into really low interest rates, so even if they're downsizing in terms of square footage, their payment may not be lower, and in some cases it might go higher if they decide to sell and buy another home. So those are some of the dynamics that are happening in the market today. What does this mean for buyers and sellers? Well, again, buyers are going to have a really tough time finding homes, and they're going to have to start looking at the option of building new. And in fact, I was out looking with some folks the other day, and in some cases, buying new is less expensive than some of the resale homes out there. Now, that's not always going to be the case. In most cases, you're going to spend a little bit more on new builds, and you may have to wait longer for it to be built. And interest rates could go up in that time frame. So these are all things to consider. But if you're looking to buy a home, and especially a resale home, you want to go out and see that house the day it goes on market, and you want to be ready to put that offer in right after you see it. That's how competitive things are right now. Sellers, on the other hand, it's a great time to sell. Prices are up and homes are moving quickly. So if you price your home right and it looks great, it should sell right away. The biggest challenge is going to be for those sellers who are looking for their next home. And the other challenge might be appraisals. Because buyers are willing to push prices up right now in bidding wars, there's a better chance that an appraisal might come in low. We're just not seeing the comps even 30 days ago that are supporting prices that we're seeing now. So hopefully you get an appraiser that looks at the fact that the market's going up and factors that in. But when the market's going up as quickly as it has been these last 30 days or so, you do see more appraisals coming in low. But you can look at it as that's kind of a good problem to have, because at least you're getting a higher price than you were before, and hopefully that home is going to appraise. Even if it comes in a little bit lower, chances are you're getting more money for your home than you may have gotten if you had put it on at the end of the market in 2019. So that's my market update for January and February of 2020. I'll see you on the next video over here. Take care. Bye-bye.